Is Mortal Kombat 1 actually done? Let's talk about it. So MK1 dropping the Conan content has been actually really good in my opinion. It low-key sneaky good because I feel that we all overlooked Conan, including myself. I was just like, I just don't know how much new gen is. We didn't know what was gonna get locked, like unlocked or whatever there was happening right now is gonna happen around it. All I thought was gonna be like a Conan drop and some patches, which they did show in the combat cast, but there's a lot of us that overlooked it. Like when it comes down to the overall delivery of this. First of all, Conan is pretty fun to play. I'm not gonna lie, pretty fun, legit. Some people are really liking Conan's gameplay, and it's just cool to see Arnold once again, of course, all the time. But really, what really exemplifies this also, some of the skins, like the Garrett skin looks actually really good. The Astra skin looks really good too. But then if you're going even further with this, now you're looking at the secret content of Mortal Kombat, which reminds us a lot of the OG era. If you're an old school Mortal Kombat fan, then you know exactly what all this OG unlockable type content means, from the arcade era all the way to just old school consoles, man. And I'm part of that aspect, that attribution to the OG gamers. So we always remember this, especially when it came like from like Reptile MK2 and all this stuff. It is really cool to see this. Now, let's get in specification with everything, right? MK1 has a secret stage, and then also just meeting Floyd, which means probably Floyd could be like in a near future game pretty soon, right? Or maybe unlockable with Combat Pack 3, right? There's just so much shit. So let's look at the first thing. MK1 Floyd. You can unlock them. You have to do a whole laundry list of things. This reminds us of old school pre-internet era. Everybody's doing it right now. It's bringing the community together. And I feel that that's why MK1 is not actually done just yet, because it's having, you know, it brings this whole Where's Waldo type, you know, scavenger hunt type of deal. And that's really fun for people. That's what replayability is all about. Now it keeps people on their servers, it's keeping people replaying the game, and it's keeping something interesting. And then you get the actual stage. The stage is fire. The stage is really, really good. So if you're someone that's really looking for legit content in a video game, now MK1 has given us legit content with the skins, Conan, patches, unlockable stage, and meeting some type of new variants of a character. We don't know what Floyd is going to be in the near future. Might just be a hello, but Reptile was the same thing, and we eventually got Reptile. So I'm assuming we're getting Floyd at some point. I think Floyd could possibly come in MK1 if they want. If not, next MK for sure. I'm pretty sure, because Warner Brothers is focusing on Mortal Kombat, the brand, moving forward. Regardless, it is their top games that they want to focus on. They literally admitted it. Moving forward within their gaming scenario, WB wants to focus on Mortal Kombat. So with Floyd, you get to fight Floyd, and it has all these abilities. It reminds me more of like Male Chameleon, and probably, which actually is, and maybe it's just a different timeline of Male Chameleon being Floyd, or they probably humanized Male Chameleon and gonna make him to Floyd so that you could just have Girl Chameleon and Floyd basically the same type of person. So those are all theories, of course. On top of that, I asked, you know, Ed Boon also posted that Mortal Kombat is still the top 15 games played of all time on PlayStation still to this day, which is weird when you look at it in contrast to Twitch numbers. So with Twitch numbers, you're like, okay, you see like 300, sometimes 400. It looks like nobody's really playing the game. Well, you can really step back and be like, it's not that nobody's playing the game, it's just nobody's really streaming the game. I know Mortal Kombat numbers on TikTok do really well if you're live streaming it. I myself do that at times, and it does solid. Every time I play Mortal Kombat, I always usually get solid numbers. I meet some solid people on there. Twitch can sometimes get numbers depending on who you are. Discoverability is a lot harder on Twitch than it is on TikTok. But what I do know on YouTube, it's kind of shadow banned still. So Mortal Kombat 1 is weirdly shadow banned. You can't really hashtag MK1 at all, which is weird. Like if you're posting content about Mortal Kombat 1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about it's basically shadow banned. You can't really find it most of the time when you're trying to like really make it discoverable for the algorithm. You kind of just have to post it and hope for the best, you know, just cross your fingers, and sometimes it'll pop off, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, that's that. But Ed Boon posting that's still the top 15 game, most played game on PlayStation 5 right now is huge, right? Although when you look at it in a competitive side at the highest level, like when you look at Evo and everything, nobody really enters those tournaments with Mortal Kombat. But in a historic aspect, it's always been like that. But it just seems like it's more and more. And I feel it's because people just want to rave and hate something about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is going through the Call of Duty essence right now, which is just both of them are really at some point where people are just pissed off at the game. And it really makes a lot of sense But when you go back to this Floyd thing, it's pretty cool. I even held a poll on my other channel also, like, is MK1 actually done? And a lot more people voted yes than they voted no. But then you go back, you still see a lot of people playing. It's still the Mortal Kombat brand. A lot of Mortal Kombat content, people that do cosplay, movies, skits, just callbacks to Mortal Kombat as a brand is not going anywhere. Mortal Kombat 1 specifically is kind of on that ending brinks, but then this would really transition me to this also. So not only do you got Floyd, the secret stage, Conan, we got Ghostface still in previous times, but you also get a potential next combat pack, maybe. Now, it's only rumored right now, so I don't know if it's really going to be true, but it is rumored that we might get some type of combat pack, whether it's a cameo combat pack or an actual combat pack of characters. So I know somebody, I think it was Dynasty, that leaked like it was like Michael Myers and I forgot who else. It was somebody else, but I feel that, and I said this in my videos too, I feel that I hope that at least that we could get whatever they did finish, right? Don't give us unfinished product, because a lot of this game has been unfinished for the most part, but it's still Mortal Kombat, which is why we always come back to it, right? It's the ease of picking it up, and we know that it has a lot of potential as a brand, which is why we don't leave this game. Same with Call of Duty players. Now, so I think, at least in my opinion, I think whatever they can do is just release whatever finished stuff they have. I don't think it's going to be a full combat pack, but it'll be something. Rather, it's additional cameos mixed with some main characters. That'll be pretty cool too, right? A combat pack has some cameos, has some actual, just release it all. Especially at the end of its cycle, because we're looking at like a 2.5 years maybe until they do that. Because we got still T1000, and T1000 actually looked legit. I like the way T1000 looked also. So there's a lot of like occurrences as to what feels like Mortal Kombat 1 is not done just yet. But fighting games never really have a long cycle, especially after Mortal Kombat dropped their second actual story. So there might not be no more story counterparts, nothing like that. I hope we don't get no more multiverses or anything like that. But I do like the overall variance of, like, maybe there could be one more combat pack, and this Floyd scenario makes it really cool. This helps a lot because it just brings people actively on the game. This is what you want in a game. Instead of having the invasions mode, in my opinion, I think it would be so much cooler if we just had a lot of content like this. Kind of like unlockable content, like striving for different fun stuff. It has to be worth it, really. But I understand gaming these days because they usually charge for this type of stuff now, whether it's like stages or DLC content and things unlock. I still wish the skins were a lot better, but that Garrett skin, it looks sick. So, I mean, if there is potential there, right? It looks pretty sick. Even the Ultra one looks pretty dope too, like the Conan type skins. And Conan is cool too. It is far more the most slept on DLC that I was looking into. Like, nah, I'm not really cool for that. And I know a lot of people were like that too, because they don't watch the movie or they don't know. It's such an old school add-on for this, but he does fit. In my opinion, he does fit, and it does look cool. It looks solid. I think the overall delivery on it looks dope. I can't wait for T1000. T1000 is going to be one of my favorites too that I like to watch. He just fits that immortal outlook for Mortal Kombat. So it's going to be super cool to see T1000 on here for sure. And yeah, so if Mortal Kombat is actually done, in my opinion, I don't think it's done just yet. It could be done in a lot of people's eyes, rather it's you're looking at Twitch numbers, but if you look at TikTok numbers, it does well on TikTok still. If you're looking at content, well, we just got this whole Floyd aspect of content and a lot more stuff, right? A lot more balance patches and stuff. And you look at the new stage. I hope we get another stage pretty soon or something. That's always something that could continuously like just drip feed and give us that Where's Waldo effect, like what I said earlier. And I like it, man. I think at the end of the day, I love Mortal Kombat. I'm sure a lot of people do that actually watch the videos. And I hope that we can continuously get something. I know we can get something after. I don't think they'll call it a combat pack. If they do, that'll be weird. It has to be mixed with cameos and actual main characters. But I hope they just unlock whatever characters they do have finished. If they had something else for a quote-unquote Combat Pack 3, and they're just like, they just didn't finish it all due to like the backlash of the game, I hope they just release something. That'll be cool, because just bringing more content brings more hype, and you need to bring more hype to this game. You need to break this game once again and just have it fun, unleash some crazy aggressiveness like Mortal Kombat has always been, and just make it so fun. That's just my opinion about it though, but y'all let me know What is y'all's ideal on this? Do y'all think Mortal Kombat 1 is done? What about the next combat pack, the next content? Like, what are your ideas and everything? Have you got Floyd yet? I haven't even got Floyd yet. I'm just excited to really keep grinding and trying to get Floyd and trying to have fun with it, because that's what makes it fun, like for the old school gamers like myself. Let me know what's up, man. Peace.